What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. And y'all, I want to talk about y'all's favorite game mode aside from Dynasty mode, of course, because Dynasty's my favorite. Road to Glory. Road to Glory, and how can we improve Road to Glory, guys? So if you're new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet already, click that subscribe button, guys. Help me to reach 100,000 subscribers. Cannot do that without y'all. Doesn't cost you anything at all. Just click of a button. Road to Glory, man. We know that high school is coming to Road to Glory. That's a big deal. That's a big catch. That's something that's really huge that I think a lot of people are excited about and should be excited about. Me personally, I was fine without it, but it is fun also to be able to play and determine based off of your play, your recruiting level and status and things of that nature. Some things that people have mentioned to me that I do want to say that, you know, people are wanting to put in the game. So this is more of a community wish list kind of video is the All-American game. I think that would be cool. But do I think that'll happen? No. The reason why is because EA would then have to get they would have to pay more money to make that happen. Does that make sense? And then you know, as far as players, you can have completely generated players. That's nothing that they can't do. But they would have to get the Army All-American board or whatever bought into that, and they would have to, I mean, of course, it's going to cost some money. Now, you could simply just do a generic All-Star game, but EA, with this game, they're trying to have as much authentic stuff in the game as possible. So I think that if they did it, they're going to say, hey, if we do this thing, we're going to have to do it right. And having the Army All-American game, I mean, you even have the Under Armour All-American game. So there's two different ones that you can have in there. I think both of them are pretty cool to be able to put into the game. Now, will they do that? Like I said, I don't know. It could. If they did, it'd be a big wow. But if they didn't, I mean, put a generic one in there. I think that would suffice as well. So what you would do is play through your high school career or play through like your senior year of high school, however they want to do that. Playoffs, maybe. I think people would be happy with just the playoffs. And then, you know, based on your level of play, you could potentially get invited to play in that All-Star game, and that would elevate your status that much more. As far as the on-campus stuff, I like what they did this year by allowing us to be able to go to class or, you know, study for our exam, focus on our brand, workout and things like that. That kind of stuff was pretty cool. We've had it in previous games. We didn't have it in 14. So I wasn't too, you know, it was pretty cool to have that back, you know, because it does add a layer of balance. It does add a layer of depth to the game mode. One thing I know people complained about was the skills, inside of practice mode. People, you know, in the game, some of them are unrealistic. Some of the drills are realistic. Some of them are very unrealistic. And I think what people were wanting were more realistic type drills and things of that nature. Something they could possibly do in that department is kind of like what we have in Madden with the Combine, you know, kind of have those drills a little bit more centered around that, a little bit more realistic stuff, you know, possibly allowing people to run 40s and stuff like that to determine their speed, allowing us to do bench press to determine our strength or something to that effect, as opposed to just upgrading that individually. Now, I think that would add a huge layer of depth to the game, because now you go in with a base set of stats as opposed to, or ratings, as opposed to, oh, I want to be an elusive back, which gives me speed. Oh, but I want to be a power back, but I'm slow. Like that's such a bottleneck of categorizing a running back, because let's be honest, there's some guys that are power backs that are fast, running 4.3s, 4.4s, and they will run you smooth over. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that they bottleneck that. Open that up, man. Allow us to be a hybrid back, if you will, power and speed. You know, I think that would be really cool to be able to do in the game. Trophies have been to me, the most requested thing outside of high school for Road to Glory. And, you know, I think that'd be cool, being able to see the trophies that you get. And if you're going to do high school, hey, let us look at that state championship trophy in there. If we get MVP in the game, let us have that as well. Something that you can look back over your career from high school through college and have those awards. If we make the All-American game, if we, heck, if they did the All-American game, that it'd be pretty cool to even have it to where we narrow down our 3 picks and we got our character sitting there at the table and he gets to choose where he's gonna play his college football at. I think that would be cool. And then through college, having your trophies, whatever they may be, having that in the case to be able to go back and look for them, players of the week trophies or whatever the case may be. I think that all of that would be really, really cool to have in the game to add some more depth and layers to the game. After you're done with Dynasty, with Road to Glory, I'm a big proponent of whenever you would have the choice to either import your character into Madden, or the game says, hey, do you want to take your player into the coach mode, into Dynasty mode? I think that would be super, super cool. And I talked about this in a previous video, but being able, because they've done it before, where if you don't want to import your character to Madden, you could keep your character and take him as he is and import him into Dynasty mode as a coach. Now, I want to say too, back whenever they did that, the game, you didn't just automatically, now you could start off as a head coach, but in Dynasty mode, they made it more like career-like, where you could do that if you so chose, or you could actually become a coach, but you would start off as a coordinator, and the game would give you a list of like 1-star schools that you could start at, and you had to work your way up. I think something like that would be cool, because not only does it push you to kind of play Road to Glory, but it also, streamlines or makes a seamless transition from Road to Glory into Dynasty mode. Because at the end of the day, the game, they want you playing all these modes in the game. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I would play, I'm a bigger Dynasty guy than a Road to Glory guy. But if they brought that back into the game, I would definitely be a Road to Glory guy. Like, I would definitely, before I ever touch Dynasty mode, I would go through and play Road to Glory, just so that I can build my character, build my resume and things like that as a player, and then let that transfer over into Dynasty mode as a head coach. Road to Glory, to me, it's still a fun mode. One thing that I would like for them to do is fix the camera angle. Let me be able to have the exact same camera angles that we have in Dynasty mode. I understand they do those other camera modes or camera angles to get you more immersed into the game and stuff like that. But, give us the option to just have the regular Dynasty type or the play now camera angles. Because sometimes it's hard to see certain things on the field with the camera angles that they do. So having that would be monumental. And also, I like that they give you the option in some games to control the entire team as opposed to just your player. Now, I understand why they do that, because it's immersion, But my thing is this, if I am doing my job correctly, okay, then I don't like when you're challenged by a coach to complete a certain task in the game, and that task includes getting the win. To me, that's so stupid, because if you're going to say, hey, and you get all of those, but then you lose the game, you don't get that completion, I don't think that that's very fair, because it's not solely on you to win the game. And if you're going to do that, then you need to allow us as the player to not only control ourselves, but control the entire team. Now, I know that it's at that point, it's like, well, you might as well be playing Dynasty mode, but it's not exactly Dynasty mode. You know what I'm saying? So, case in point, if you're going to challenge the players to complete certain tasks, in-game tasks, then you need to take away that criteria of and win the game, because it takes so much more to win the game, especially when you're just controlling one player. And if you're going to do that, then the benefit of completing that goal needs to be way higher than what it is. Another thing I feel that could definitely make Road to Glory mode better is more positions. I don't think anybody... I don't think anybody would complain about more positions. Yeah, and I know that's a work in progress. Every game has always started out with a set number of positions, and then they've always increased it from there. So, that's we can expect more positions. I always play cornerback. And I played cornerback in high school. I played cornerback in college. I coached DBs and stuff like that. One thing that I wish is that they would kind of make it better. And I talked about this in previous videos. When you play corner, you're punished for things that realistically in real life you're not punished for, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to punish a player like that. If you're a good corner, they're not throwing to your side. That is a plus for you as a corner, and the game should reward that. I mean, they can look in the game and see, hey, this quarterback looked his way, but he looked the other way because, hey, the game knows, hey, this receiver is running this route. This corner is in his hip pocket the entire time. There should be a reward for that as far as experience or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, if I'm in my guy's hip pocket throughout his entire route, I am doing my job. That quarterback's going to look and see, no, that DB got him covered and he's going to go a different way. The game doesn't reward you for things like that. And I don't know if it's an AI implemented thing that they could put into the game or whatever the case may be. But, hey, come holler at your boy. I'm a DB, man. I can tell you what the game needs to reflect in order to reward people for these positions. Because that's part of the reason that I don't play the game as a corner. I'd rather just play as a quarterback or a running back. Simply because the game doesn't treat you right as a corner. It doesn't reward you for those types of things. So that's something that I feel definitely needs to change. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. This game mode does have potential to be better. It's going to be better than it was last year. And I can't wait to get into the deep dive to get all the information and see the improvements that they've made in this game mode. But the foundation is there. My opinion, don't change anything as it is right now. Simply add to it. Let's not get into business like Madden of taking out features and putting in other features when the community is saying, hey, we're happy with this as a foundation. Let's build upon it, not tear it down, okay? But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below, guys. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.